Welcome back to AllGen Academy. So we've been talking about this path to financial freedom, and I think it's important we take a minute to define what is financial freedom. And I say that because in our industry it's not a term that's commonly used. The typical term is retirement. So you may have money in my retirement account, or we ask at what age would you like to retire? But we don't like using that term, and Jason will explain a little bit further why, but when you look at the word retirement, it's a fairly new phenomenon, if you will, in terms of humanity. Okay, we've been programmed, at least specifically in our country, where the early years of our life, we're kind of growing and educating ourselves and preparing ourselves to be productive, to work, okay? Then you spend this time working, okay, being productive, generating income, you know, contributing to the economy, etc., okay? But then a point comes, according to this definition of retirement, where you stop that, okay? So subconsciously and proactively, you hit a point in your life where technically you're not productive anymore, okay? And we don't like that, because I think humanity is always meant to be productive. And you know, I don't want to be gruesome in terms of my definition or my outlook, but there's so many studies that show that when we retire in the traditional American sense, people live less, okay? When you stop being productive and contributing, you start getting sick, you know, and I've seen this with our clients, I've seen this with people that I know. So we kind of shy away from the term retirement, and we prefer this term called financial freedom. So Jason, elaborate a little bit as to what that means and what that could mean for the people watching.
Yeah, so financial freedom, really, we kind of define two different ways. One is more from a quantitative standpoint, one is a qualitative standpoint. But to put it in the simplest form, it's kind of the intersection between the life you want to live and then your ability to live it. But really where the difference becomes between retirement and financial freedom is that we want to help people get to the point where they're no longer concerned about their finances and their income and having to work for income, but they get to a point where they can continue to kind of contribute to society, but do so in a way where they're focused on their passions, focused on what they love, but they're not so concerned about doing that for a paycheck. And really where we've seen that people are most fulfilled in their lives is where they reach that point where they're kind of living into a combination of their passions, their talents, and they're doing what they want to do kind of when they want to do it, but they're still contributing to society. And they're still making a difference in this world. But you don't necessarily have to work 50 hours a week just to make a paycheck. So that's what we're trying to help people get to.
That's right. And you know, this can take different forms depending on where you are in your path in life, okay? Obviously, the younger you discover this and start working towards this, the ideal situation is that you're integrating your passion with your vocation. Okay, so you get rid of this dreaded, it's Monday, oh Lord, I have to go to work, which I don't feel that way, because you're going on Monday to do something you love to do.
You're excited about Mondays.
You're excited. So, you know, that's the passion side, the mission purpose side. Ideally gets implemented the earlier the better, okay?
And for some people it's different, because some people can get to that point right away, you know, and they're already in the vocation that they love. But there's other people that, you know, they have a really good income, and maybe if they just continue this job, even though they don't love it for a certain period of time, they can reach that financial freedom point where they can transition into what they love to do. But we're going to be big encouragers to get to that point.
That's exactly right. And other people may wait till the traditional retirement years where you've got a pension secured and then start fulfilling their life, you know, because they've, again, been able to reach the intersection of what they love to do and the ability to do it because now they have the secure paycheck, you know, whether it be in the traditional retirement sense. So our goal is to encourage you to always pursue a passion, to always pursue freedom in the combination thereof as soon as you can. And obviously, to do that, you have to have a plan. Okay, so that's where the financial freedom plan comes into play. And that's why I wanted to take a minute to define that. Okay, and once you reach that, you'll see that everything changes. Outlook, even health changes on people. So we're going to encourage you to get your financial freedom plan done first, okay, so that we can define what that looks like for you. And once we have that, then we're going to start aggressively pursuing making that happen.
That's right, and you know, the advantages of kind of reaching financial freedom and the difference with financial freedom, just to further hit this point, is that you don't necessarily have to work during financial freedom, but if you find something you love to do that maybe is within serving or volunteering, that's fine, but it's this sense of having purpose, right? And going after something in your financial freedom years. That may involve career where you get paid, it may not, but it's a sense of purpose to kind of falling behind a passion and helping improve the world.
You'll hear us refer to this a lot, and obviously we're speaking to many people in America right now, but there's this subculture, or this culture in Asia, okay, where as you get older, you actually become a more important contributor to society. So you never stop being a productive member of society. In fact, the older you are, the more you look towards to give wisdom to the younger generation. So, and then some of these societies actually have the longest lifespans in the world.
That's right.
Okay.
And that's similar to even like in biblical times. There was no kind of, if you look in the Bible, there's no definition of retirement. Retirement didn't exist. Retirement is really more of a transition into mentorship.
That's right.
So like, as we were saying, whether depending on what kind of area you look at, it's only in the last like 100 years this concept of retirement, of just stopping working and not contributing, has come about. So the other benefits too, from the standpoint that a little bit more that we touched on, but there's, when you continue to work and when you continue involved with serving, there's greater social interaction. There's an increased moving around, which as you get into your older years, constantly moving and doing things is good for your brain, it's good for your body. And like you said, you tend to live longer, more fulfillment. And then the other piece too that people don't really weigh into is that if you continue to earn some income as you get longer into your life, you don't have to save up as much to be financially free.
That's right.
If you have another source of income. So we'll get deeper into that as we go.
So as we continue this conversation in the formation stage of your life, we're going to encourage you to pursue financial freedom, okay, not necessarily this retirement, okay, so that you can ideally fulfill greater purpose and greater fulfillment. We hope to see you at the next lesson.